Well, Julia Gillard's been taking her carbon tax message to the people, and today a couple of shoppers gave her their own message, calling the PM a liar. Others defended her, and confrontation dominated the day's campaigning on both sides of politics. Meanwhile, there's been a warning that Australian businesses that use the government's carbon price as an excuse for increases will be targeted by the competition watchdog, the ACCC. Political correspondent Tom Eagledon.
The Prime Minister says she's explaining the carbon tax, but some have heard enough already.
You live locally?
Yes, yeah. You have no mandate. You have no mandate whatsoever.
The protest soon boiled over as the Prime Minister avoided the melee.
What's that to do with the carbon tax?
Because it's running our small businesses down the drain, mate. Do you have a business, ma'am? Do you have a business? Yeah, and you just support it.
My husband has a business and he supports the carbon tax.
Not at all surprised that there are Australians in favour and Australians against. But this is the right thing to do for a clean energy future for our country.
But Julia Gillard says she's not ducking the hard questions about the tax.
I'd just like to ask one.
Sure.
Why did you lie to us?
Right, well, I can talk to you
And
about
why are you continuing to lie?
Tony Abbott says Julia Gillard has only herself to blame for confrontations like that.
The Australian people are tough judges, but they ought to be tough judges because they expect people to perform and they don't expect to be fibbed to, and that was the problem that that lady was raising with the Prime Minister.
A few months later, you've changed your mind.
No, I haven't changed my mind.
But the opposition leader's being again accused of changing his mind on the carbon issue by one of his own.
He supported a carbon tax at one point, he supported an emissions trading scheme, and then, no doubt, I'm not suggesting he did so other than for what were good reasons. He changed his position.
Malcolm Turnbull's reminder came as the opposition leaders trying to blunt the government's newly sharpened points on the carbon tax. Today's visit was to a fish market.
What's this, mate? Listen.
As he took his carbon tax opposition to small business.
Well, that's right. Just goes on to their bottom line, yeah.
But in a community forum, he too was confronted by an opponent from the public.
And it's really hard to say that in a room full of people who disagree.
Thanks for giving Vicky a decent hearing, because it's important in a democracy that all voices are heard.
Vicky admitted she was involved in politics.
The Greens.
Go away, we don't need you. Take your party political opinion somewhere else. We do not need you at all.
They chased her out of the forum and down the road until she called police.
Come and pick me up, I'm really scared. I just want to go home.
And there were more tense scenes as Barnaby Joyce confronted unionists at a rally in New South Wales.
I'm going to stop the tax. I'm going to stop the tax. My place to stop the tax.
And in case you thought it was all about the volume today, well, there was one significant announcement. The government's appointed the ACCC to stop businesses from using the carbon tax as an excuse to gouge unnecessarily high prices out of their customers. If they do so, it's got the power to impose big fines.
Businesses have a million reasons not to do the wrong thing.
Well, the most misleading and deceptive conduct has been by the Prime Minister herself.
A message the Prime Minister's hearing loud and clear. Tom Eagledon, Late Line.